this one might be professional at least. We've had about 4 attempts at doing this. Thank you, Jess. Here we go again. Oh, she's auditioning for a part on the panel. As adults, this is the first letter. We want the biggest house we can't afford, have it instantly decked out in the latest appliances and technologies, go to every exotic place on the planet and have a huge bucket list. Panellists, what's your recipe for a happy and successful life? Because consumerism, it's not about. Second letter tonight. Have we ceased to be that nation mindful of our common bonds to each other and to our shared humanity? Tell me why I shouldn't despair. And the last letter tonight. Well, it's a bloody bun fight now, and the bitch is threatening to sue us. All these letters, a terrific load of panellists coming up in about 20 seconds. Don't go away, we'll see you then. See you.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour. Yeah. It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Lovely to have your company. Gary Nicki with you for the next half hour. Terrific lineup of guests tonight. Most of them are your favourites. One of them is new to the panel for the first time. But first up, someone who's been with us for a long, long time, and it's always great to have him back. Hello, Louise.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. So I'm getting a bit, winter. Look at that. There's a bit wind, but see, springtime and
We're almost there. We're almost there.
The motivation to get moving
For all of us.
Yes,
It's atrocious.
it's time now. It's first day of spring, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
It is.
Lovely.
Although by the time this goes to air, it's probably the middle of that.
Oh well, it's the middle of spring, and it's time to get happening.
Back live. Hello, Louise.
Hello.
Welcome back from Portugal.
Oh, thanks.
It's good for some, isn't it?
Yes, I had a nice little holiday in Portugal. Gotta love that.
And we spend, a couple of weeks there at least every year?
Yeah, well, I'm a very spoilt young lady.
Nice for some.
Yeah.
How
to blame.
How long ago?
Oh, I don't know. Where are we now? What's the date? Ooh, a month ago, something.
All right, good to have you here.
Thanks.
Hello, Nicki, for the very first time.
Hello, Rich.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're our first timer.
I'm
you
a
know what we
virgin.
call them? Oh, I wasn't going to. Yes, you are. What do you do?
I'm a.
They want to know all about
you. Okay, I'm in public relations and marketing communications.
Terrific.
So I tell people how to talk to people, which
Have you
is
ever told
probably
the
not.
bloke next to you how
I
to
tell
talk
him what to do
people?
all the time.
Hello, Tony Mack.
Hello, Mitch. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Sue.
And I got to say, Nick is very good at what she does. Very, very good. Very good. And if you're looking for an MC, I'm your man. And Nick, book through Nick.
Excellent. Good to have you on the panel, mate, too. All right, here we go. Letter number 1. Dear Sweet and Sour.
Oh dear.
What a pointless philosophy. YOLO. Or you only live once. Imploring us to buy it, do it, and have it before it's all over. No wonder we have such unhappiness in life. We succumb to the continual bombardment of the evil commercial system that life is about conspicuous consumption. Well, it just isn't. YOLO is a recipe for depression and desperation. As random examples, our kids today think it's so lame to sing together on school buses. Do you remember doing all that sort of stuff? Yeah, well, it's lame today, apparently. Or even help around the house with chores. I had chores to do. Instead, they're all tuned into their own devices, playing the downloaded coolest songs while travelling to and from school on the bus, and at home are sitting on computers playing the latest games, of which they quickly tire, only then to move on to the next one. And as adults, we want the biggest house we can't afford, have it instantly decked out in the latest appliances and technologies, go to every exotic place on the planet and have a huge bucket list. It's all about consumption, consumption, consumption. Panellists, what are you all about? What's your recipe for a happy and successful life? And please spare me the empty commercial YOLO philosophies coming to us from Grace of Moore Park in New South Wales. Tony, first up, what's your recipe for a happy and successful life?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mitch. And Grace, from the panel, what was the song that you sang in the bus going to school. According to this letter, so lame to sing together on school buses. Did we actually sing on the school bus?
We did, I did. American Pie, I love to go
wheels.
wandering.
Wheels on the bus.
Wheels on the bus.
No, that was years later.
okay.
That was,
We had a whole repertoire.
Huh?
We had a whole repertoire.
well, we used to do She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain.
Yeah, as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that would be silly now, wouldn't it? Here's the question though, and please spare me the empty commercial YOLO philosophies. Now, just remind me, what does YOLO mean? Oh, you only live once, which is very good. The point that Grace makes is, as adults, we want the biggest house we can afford. We want the biggest house we can afford. And I think she's right. We do want the biggest house we can afford. But when Mum and Dad moved into their house, all they had was the house and no furniture, no curtains and no TV.
That was, though, the biggest house they could afford at the time as well.
But it was. And they didn't want, they saved for it as they moved on. But the answer to the question is, what is the recipe for a happy and successful life? Living in the present. Living in the present.
Well done. Righto,
I like
Nicki.
that.
Living in the present, what can you add?
Well, I would say my recipe for success or for happiness is a teaspoon of kindness, teaspoon of happiness, and a great big cup of harden the hell up. I'm sorry. Life is about commercialism. Life is about, you know what? And these people that can afford these great big houses, good on them. You know what?
They can do
Fantastic. If they can do it, why not do it? But YOLO is not a commercial feeling or theory. It's actually about living life in the present. And you know what? If you've had life almost taken away from you, then
You
know,
do anyway.
You do anyway.
You do anyway. And
Absolutely.
And just because you can afford those things doesn't mean you're succumbing to them. Doesn't mean that your whole happiness is based on. Lou, what's your recipe?
Well, I'm just wondering, Grace from Moore Park. There's a massive shopping centre in Moore Park in
Is
New
there?
South Wales. Yeah. So I used to live there, and I'm just wondering if she's getting a bit, tainted by the fact that there's this massive shopping centre. She's feeling the pressure. She has to go there every Saturday. Because you can see all
Probably
these
looking at
lines of
everybody
cars going
walking
out.
out with arms full of bags.
Yeah, so she's getting all roped up into it. But I have to say I do agree with her about with the kids and on their iPads and phones, and I think that's a real shame
Yeah, they're missing out a little
right
bit.
now. Yeah. And I don't know how we sort of combat that. It's too, you can't stop technology, can you, really? Technology is
the seduction of it.
No, I know, and it is a fantastic thing, but at the same time I do find that a bit sad that kids aren't sort of just, they don't know how to entertain themselves
I
unless
suppose
it's,
we're
I know
the
I sound
examples,
old.
though. If we don't succumb, they don't succumb. They
Yeah.
can see the difference.
Do you know, you talked about Portugal earlier, because
I
you were
did.
saying that I went for holiday there. The kids, at times, they were lost when they didn't know, if they didn't have Wi-Fi or something. It was like, Mummy, Daddy, I'm bored, what are we going to do? It's just like,
If they're
really?
not plugged in, they're
There's-
plugged out.
Yeah, beautiful
Food.
weather out there. There's a pool, there's grass, as in lawn.
Lewis, what do you do for your little tug to keep him occupied? Is
Well-
he a happy little tug?
Well, hopefully he's happy, but he does have his bad days. Like, Dad, I'm having a bad day today. And I'm like, why? Now, see, I am fortunate enough to have been brought into the world in the space where there was technology to now where there's bucket loads of technology. And I'm the type of parent that says things to my son, but
Doesn't
necessarily
do as I
believe in
say,
them.
Yeah, rather
You know what I
than
mean?
as I do.
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, he can charge and run for technology as much as he wants. He can play whatever he wants after he's done whatever I want him to do.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So he can do whatever he wants.
saying things to your child that you thought, where's that been living?
No,
My
no,
father
I-
said that to me, and where's that been living for the last 30 years?
I say things to my kid that my mum said to me, and I looked at her and I was, in my head I was going, and and it's coming through. But YOLO is, can't DM seize the day. There's nothing to do with commercial jobbies. But
You
I'm
don't
with
have
you.
to be sucked in if you don't want to be.
I bought, a couple of years ago, I bought a 46-inch TV for the lounge room, and then 3 months later, I wanted a 56-inch TV. So what do you mean with all
Some
this,
of us
all this
aren't being
commercial business?
sucked in.
And I'd
We've
love
gotta
a bigger
go.
house. I'd love a bigger house. I'd like and a tennis court. I'd like a tennis court. Bigger, 4 cars.
Lewis will
Not
keep
mood
his
I'm
list
in.
going. We've got to go to a break. When we come back, we're talking about who's on Team Australia. See you then.
But I didn't get to give my...
welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that's appearing right now on your screen, which is letters@sweetandsour.net.au, or visit our website, which is sweetandsour.net.au, and you can also like us on Facebook and get us a tweet as well. And for everyone who does, and we do read it out on the panel, we're going to send you to the movies courtesy of NRC Communications and Natalie Cameron. And the movie we're sending it to this week is Magic in the Moonlight. I'm glad you're all paying attention. Thank you, Natty. Here we go, letter 2. Dear Mitch and guests, I think we really have developed a negative culture in Australia. We don't give mind to the Aussie fair go anymore. Here we are at a time when we should be supporting one another, yet we make it our business not to give anyone the benefit of the doubt, and we take offence at attempts to bring us together. I'm a Labor voter, even though I'm not proud of it at the moment, because I still haven't gotten over the brattish behaviour of the squandered last 7 years. That, and our current federal Labor leader, is the man who knifed 2 Prime Ministers. Now, even though I can't stomach Tony Abbott, I have to offer my support to him because I am part of Team Australia. Yes, it's an inane and simplistic slogan, but it's also the idea that we all belong to one another and we ought to be supporting one another in the face of primitive and inhumane influences sweeping through the world again. In recent history, we had the Nazis and the Stalinists, among others, and now we have the radical Islamists. Have we lost realistic perspective because we're living in a commercial, there it is again, la-la land? Have we lost our regard and respect for one another? Have we ceased to be that nation mindful of our common bonds to each other and to our shared humanity? Tell me why I shouldn't despair. I, for one, am putting my hand up for Team Australia, no matter our backgrounds. Whoever migrated here did so to celebrate the Australian fair go. So how about giving one to Team Australia? Bill M from Preston, Victoria. Lewis, first up on that one.
Okie dokie. I think that initially it sounds as if it's a wonderful concept because, you know, believe it or not, I'm not Aboriginal, so I wasn't born here. I came over 88, 89. And I don't think that it's recessing into, I think it's growing, the Australian fair go, and people being more aware of different cultures. I think that's a good thing. She does bag Tony Abbott, who, by the way, is only 40% popular, the other geezer being 51% popular in the vote of late. But the only thing I've got to say is, are you aware that the Barrier Reef's coal mining in the Barrier Reef, the only thing...
Oh, you don't like Tony Abbott.
So, I don't usually get involved in politics. I've always been, whoever's in's in, and I'll just get on with it. But the Barrier Reef thing, that really hit a chord. And so, I did a bit of research today, and his election promises are health, education and welfare. He promised not to do, and he's done. I know people have done it in the past, but I'm off him. Simplistic slogans, Labor voter, I don't know. Team Australia, I'd go for anything that makes people more peaceful and tolerant of one another. I'm for that, man, because, you know, I'm maturing, you know what I mean?
Lou, are you part of Team Australia?
Well, it sounds great, and I know, like, you've done a bit of research. Didn't you do a bit of research? And I didn't do any research, really, because I'm not really a political head.
You don't need to be.
Can you tell? I don't know. Well, anyway.
You don't need to be for this one.
Really?
Yeah, you're either on the team or you're not on the team.
Well, I'm
I suppose.
definitely on the team.
Yeah.
But I think we could make little changes as well. You know, like things like this
Oh,
is
we
so
can make some
inane.
big changes.
Yeah,
too.
actually, we can make some big changes.
I'm a
as well.
Turnbull man myself, but I
Oh.
don't like to brag about it.
Oh, but even like little
you're the
things. Ooh, even little things like when you're driving. What's happened to the wave when you let somebody in? You know, there used to be a wave. There used to be.
Hang on, I thought that was actually growing.
Do
rather
you
than,
think?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not getting the wave. No.
You don't think so?
Wave is
Well, maybe it's because I'm doing it, nobody else is doing it.
Yeah. If I don't get the wave, I'm like, I'd let you in. Like, where's the? Thank you. I get really terse about it because I just think, does it, you know, take much to?
I even thank the person who honks me because I've done something wrong, because occasionally we're all the mug too, aren't we? So I'd give them a little wave.
And the merging thing, and I just think, you know, this whole Team Australia thing should start at home, and we should look after each other. And
grow from
so
there.
I am Team
You
Australia.
can't really impose it from above, can you? It's got
No,
to
I guess not.
be something nurtured from home. Very good point. Nicki?
I think Team Australia is actually a lovely, in theory, type thing, but there's a lot of communities within our society that isolate themselves, and they come to this country and they isolate themselves, where in actual fact, if you come to this country, you should actually be embracing
Let's
our
embrace
culture.
each other.
Let's embrace each other. And as far as giving one to Team Australia, I think there's a limit to what you take for the team.
Yeah, there you go.
Quietly.
There it
Are we
is.
on the same topic, Tony?
There it is. Just very quickly, I'm staggered by this letter. Bill, who says, I'm a Labor voter, even though I'm not proud of it, but continues to be presumably a Labor voter. Then why?
Loyalty.
And then goes on to say, he doesn't like Tony Abbott. So doesn't like any of us.
Doesn't like
anybody.
So
But then
what
says
team's
he's
he
on
on?
Team Australia. Bill,
That's right.
you are right. Yes,
You don't know what team you're on, Bill.
Maybe back
That's
to
all I
both.
got.
He doesn't like you,
Really,
Bill.
you're not too sure where you sit.
When we come back, we're talking about the bitch next door. Don't go away.
My name's Luke Bolland and you're watching Sweet and Sour. Hopefully the guests tonight are solving people's problem and not just giving out cheap plugs. Like lukebolland.com. You'd never find that there, ever. Check it out, you'll see. It's legit.
Welcome back. Here we go straight into letter 3 from Elaine of City Beach in WA. Hello, Sweet and Sour. She's a total bitch living next door, and she's always been that way, complaining about noise, parties, where the rubbish bin is placed. It's constant. Well, now she's not only complained to me, but she's put in an official complaint to council, and they may be taking her side simply because she nags so much. Squeaky wheel. After she built a second story so she could get beach views, and we didn't complain, I put up a higher fence because her windows constantly overlooked us and allowed her to peer down into our place day and night. I wanted to maintain our privacy. Turns out I should have got council approval first, but I didn't think she'd have an issue because she still had her beach views. Well, it's a bloody bun fight now, and the bitch is threatening to sue us. Why do people turn into monsters? It's such a common story. How does this end? All I want is my privacy back, as we said, Elaine of City Beach in WA. Lou, first up to you. Had this issue with the neighbours?
Wow. Not really.
No, you're too nice, that's why.
Yeah, I don't know. Just all this aggravation and everything, I just can't stand it. So I don't like adding fuel to any of
Not a
this kind of
confrontationalist.
fire. But I just kind of think, have you tried to just, I
Be
don't
nice.
know, yeah, be nice, go next door, take a cake over.
Fish cakes, if you don't like it.
Fish cakes, cup of tea, have a chat, and just really, bring it back to the basics and say, how can we resolve it? If that doesn't work, then I
Basic
don't know.
human understanding.
Yeah. And
good.
if that doesn't work, maybe you get a nice little gift box or something. Put a little,
You're going to be mean
a
now,
little-
aren't you, after
Yeah.
all of that?
a little gift,
Arsenic
a little,
pills over.
a little, something, a little in the box. In a nice ribbon around it. She opens it. You can have a little note like, I'm sick of your, or something like that.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's terrible.
All
isn't
right. Would you go to that extent, sir?
I've never, ever.
You're too,
I haven't either.
too nice a bloke.
had problems
Too nice a bloke.
with the neighbours because
What about all that noise you make at your place? Nothing. They don't complain.
well-
They're at your place making the noise with you.
No. I think they're quite fond of the screams. So
Not at your house.
what? I'm willing to show Nicki anytime she wishes. Yeah, no. What can you do? Kill it with kindness, because if you have to deal with the council man, that's a nightmare and a half.
Yeah, he's made a mistake in the
stuff
first
down,
place
put
by
your
not
stuff- yeah.
getting council approval.
So
Yeah.
You need council approval for everything, even to sleep at your place.
got to kill it with kindness, man.
Goodness me.
So
All right.
if you look at the first part of the letter, Mitch, she's a total bitch living next door to Alice.
Not pleasant.
Who the?
That's right.
Yeah, that's the one.
So already, Elaine from City Beach has started off in, and I agree with you, Lou, she started off on a bad foot. She's bringing that to the conversation already.
Yeah.
Rather than say, dear Elaine, I like having a cup of coffee as often as possible. Well, can we have a cup of coffee and talk about a few things? To take that attitude into this discussion is
And
probably
just
the big
do it.
mistake.
Yeah, it's as though she's not mindful of the lady next door anyway, because they
Well-
went and put up a fence anyway. No council approval, didn't even knock on your neighbour's front door. And most of us would go to our neighbour and say, listen, the fence needs a little bit of tending to. You want to go half, which is what you normally do. Didn't do it.
No.
The fault may be Elaine's. Okay, last word, Nicki.
Well, she's built a second story. She looks down into your place. Elaine,
She got approval for her second story as well.
She did. Give her a show. Take your partner out the back. That'll shut her up. What? Absolutely.
Give her a
I'm
show.
sorry.
Give her a show. Start selling
Yep.
tickets. All
Start
right.
selling tickets.
Do you like this letter to give
That'll
away?
get a bitch.
Do you like this letter to give away the limited edition pair of Aussie opticals from Elon Treves? No?
Number one.
Number one you
Number
like?
one.
Number one is about, where is it? YOLO, you only live once. Tony Mac, what do you like?
Yeah, I like number one. We're living in the present and help and do something for other people. That is the DNA. That is the mystery of the answer to the mystery of life.
Concur?
I'm a YOLO geezer, and I'd just like to say to Grace from Moore Park, plenty of rumpy pumpy, 8 glasses of water a day, fruit and veg, 30 minutes exercise, you'll be laughing.
Your recipe for a good life.
Real.
Luke?
I thought it was a bit of fun, letter 3, but
You like letter 3?
But it's not.
The neighbours? No.
Letter
Sounds
1's
like a
much
bitch.
better written.
All right.
And it made us research
All right.
what YOLO means.
It did.
We're all united on that. Grace of Moore Park in New South Wales, a pair of limited edition sunnies coming out to, as I said, Moore Park. Good night, sir. Good to have you here.
I'm happy to be back. Thank you very much.
But we can only get you every other week.
Every second week.
Every second week.
Fatherly duties, you see.
I see. Sporting or otherwise?
No, I've just got the boy Monday night. So
Oh, okay. I've got you every second Monday night.
laughing.
All right, mate. Nice to have you here.
Wicked, good to be back.
When are you
Nice.
off to wherever again?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just, hanging, man,
Hanging for the summer.
in the hood. Yeah. Perth, the lovely summers. Oh, look at the spring now,
It's
isn't
coming.
it?
It's coming. It's coming. Good to have you back, Luke. Nikki, did you enjoy your time?
I didn't hurt a bit.
Wait till next time. Good to have you
He
here,
was
bunch.
gentle. He
Very,
was gentle.
very, very
Both hands
gentle.
remain on the desk.
They do. Where's Jess?
Mitch, it's always lovely to be here. Thank you.
Good on you, Tony. Nice to have you as well, mate. Thank all of our wonderful panellists. Thank you to our wonderful crew here at Central as well. And thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night, everyone. Big wave now, Nikki. That's it.